Welcome to the woods. And the chickens say welcome too. It's been an interesting 2 weeks. Nearly 2 weeks since I did a video. I've been flat out, I'll be honest with you. A lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. Not just at the small holding. I've had to re-gravel all the paths around the back of the cabin. That looks great now. Building more chicken pens so we can split the birds down into breeds. It's been busy. I've done a lot of work on the back end, working with the Woodlander Initiative, and a lot of work with the group I'm working with in the southwest, who are buying land. It's been hectic, to say the least. And it's been a busy week, or 2 weeks, in this country. And most of you will know I'm in the UK. It's been 2 weeks of information which is worth going over, worth explaining. So a couple of days ago, our Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, that horrible little Roland rat lookalike, came out and said that there's no way he can control immigration. Up until the other day, he's been saying that it shouldn't be a problem. He'll get on top of the situation. But now he's put his hands up and said that he can't do that. Now, I don't want people to fall into the trap of believing him. Everything that's happening is exactly what they want to happen. Last year, I think they let in 1.1 million people through the front door, and hundreds of thousands illegally. And this year's looking even worse. It's not that they can't stop it, it's that they don't want to. They want it to continue, they want it to increase. Everything is going according to their plan. And they talk rubbish. They deal out platitudes to the general population in the hope that they'll believe them. So when they say things like, we will reduce immigration to the tens of thousands, the general public applaud. And then they increase immigration. And this sort of thing happens all of the time. Last week, our government said that it was going to ensure that cash was available in every town. And it was saying this because everybody is well aware that they're planning on getting rid of cash. So they give you these empty platitudes. We'll ensure cash is available, and the general public applaud. The reality is, cash has got 2, maybe 5 years maximum before it's gone. When it's gone, any private transaction will be impossible. People will be using the digital currencies. To have the digital currency, you will need a digital ID. Once you have a digital ID, watch and see what they apply to it. You want to log on to the internet? Let's have your digital ID. You say something fruity or spicy on Facebook, we've got your digital ID, which is where your digital money is. And we can turn it off and turn it on whenever we want. To be a dissident in that system will be nearly impossible. Now, I know I'm preaching to the converted. Most of you understand that the government is nothing more than an administrative wing of a much larger group of governments, corporations, very wealthy individuals, banks, and others. And that group have decided what is going to happen globally. And this country will be multicultural, cashless, no small businesses. And we can see this playing out throughout the rest of Europe as well. And the general public are unaware. They really are unaware of how dire that situation will be. And I understand that talking to people who will call you a racist bigot for talking about immigration, or a conspiracy theorist for talking about central bank digital currencies and digital IDs, can be frustrating, but it's important that we continue to do it. And actually, it's becoming easier. And it's becoming easier because these single issues are being highlighted to different groups. At the moment, in Llanelli in Wales, there's a massive protest going on outside a hotel that the government want to use as a migrant centre, without consulting the people of that town, without asking for their feedback. In fact, going against everything the people who live there want. Now, that's a single issue. But what those people are suddenly learning is that their government doesn't like them, that their government doesn't listen to them, that their government is doing exactly what it wants to do, regardless of their wishes. Those people are much more likely to listen to you when you tell them about something else that is going to happen. When you point out that those security cameras they fitted up and down the high street last year weren't to stop imaginary crime, but are there to watch you, to ensure that when the time comes, you can't leave that 15-minute ghetto. They're much more likely to listen to you if they've been affected. And the same goes for those people that are awake on the digital currencies and digital IDs. They're much more likely to listen to you when you start telling them what's happening with immigration. When you start pointing out what's happened previously, what's happening now, and where this is headed. So it's not all doom and gloom. I hear a lot of people telling me that protests are pointless, and I've never said that. I don't believe that. They're really important, which is why the government are trying to take away your right to protest. It wakes people up to so much more than the issue they're protesting about. And that's important to remember. But this is a global situation. This is a global plan. And those little sops that they throw the general public, those little promises to cut down on immigration, ensure that cash remains, the little victories we have with overturning 15-minute cities or low emission zones are small potatoes to both our government and the people who dictate to them. They have a plan, they're working to it. There's not really a lot we can do. And we've seen right-wing governments come into power in Europe and within weeks capitulate to the current system. We need to build an alternative, and it's already beginning, and it's already starting to bear fruit. By all means protest, by all means point out what's coming, but get busy building it. Look to those organisations who are actively building community, infrastructure, businesses, buying land. Without the land, we have nowhere to congregate. Without the land, we can't grow food. Without the land, we have nowhere to put structures. I've covered this in 100 videos. This is our land. It's not the government's. And I know there'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, 100 of you in the comments telling me that all the land belongs to the Crown. And I really haven't looked into it deep enough. You may very well be right, but I can tell you something. I own this land. I'm not moving from it. For anyone. People stand and fight. People draw a line in the sand for what they own and what is theirs. And for a long time, we've been separated from the land for a lot of reasons. And the main one, I think, is that people lose a connection. They no longer think of this land as theirs. And it is. And it's important. It's where we live. It's where we belong. It's ours. Now we can start to take it back. We can start to buy pieces in every county. We can start to put together an alternative. Until such time we take it all. Because in the end, it's ours. Bees. So protest. Support the people who are. talk to the public. Even if they call you a conspiracy theorist, even if they call you a bigot, talk to them. In 2 months, it may be your conversation they remember. Excuse me, having an ongoing battle with this. Anyway, you lot, I'm going to leave you to it. I've still got work to do here. Take it easy. Have a good one. I'll speak to you soon.